singers, this is Avvezzo, vivere. It's part 2 of Vaccai's lesson number 2. And in case you're wondering, I began this series with lesson number 2. I'm going to go back and do lesson number 1, but I prefer to start with lesson number 2 of this series. So I'm going to play this through for you, sing it for you, then I'll speak the text slowly in case you would like to learn the Italian, and then we'll discuss it a little bit. So the text goes as follows: Avvezzo a vivere senza conforto, in mezzo al porto, pavento il mar. There are 2 differences that you can do if you prefer. I did it a little differently. The second time through I sang Avvezzo a vivere senza conforto, ancor nel porto, pavento il mar. And you can also, if you choose elide, paventi il mar, cut off the O of pavento. So I'm going to keep it very simple with this one, because this one was introduced to me in a very straightforward way by my former teacher, the late Dixon Titus, who was a wonderful voice teacher to many great singers around the world. He was based here in San Francisco and passed away many years ago now. And he gave me this for my very first Vaccai, and I believe many of us were introduced to it by him, and this is the one that he liked to start with for really a beginner, basically, which is what I was at the time. And so the purpose of this one, what he utilized this one for, is really teaching and training a stable position in the throat over the course of that wide leap of a fifth. And so I don't want in this series to get too much into the specifics of throat position. I am going to be discussing that in the Singing 101 series, but whatever your correct throat position is, that you believe is the correct throat position for you at this point, when you sing through this one, try to keep that position stable and relaxed as you make this leap upward. And Vaccai offers us some challenges in doing that. It's challenging anyway to do this leap of a fifth and to come back as well, and another fifth here, and another fifth here, right? Every time we do it, it's a little higher, and it's always a challenge. But by setting the words the way that he did with these double V's, and they're both doubled. Avvezzo is doubled, and then the 2 words a vivere, because of that a being short, we double the first V in the word vivere, so that becomes a vivere. So there you are, making that leap up there, and you need to do a double V, which is that labial, dental, voiced fricative for you voice teachers out there. And it's really hard to do a V without the jaw coming up, isn't it? So it's sort of an invitation to disturb the throat position with that. It's also an invitation to slam into that upper note, which is kind of what we want to do anyway, because it's on the downbeat and because it's longer. So you've had a quarter note and now it's a dotted quarter. So there you are, downbeat, upper note, and it's so all those things work against you, which is what makes this a good exercise. So regarding the language change, I don't remember exactly. Dixon had a reason for having me sing Ancor nel porto. I don't think it was a literary reason. I think it was that in mezzo al porto, doing that upper note on the E vowel was probably beyond what was good for me at that point, because I frankly still have a tendency to go wide on the E vowel. So for me and for I think most of his students, he preferred ancor nel porto to in mezzo al porto. So feel free to utilize that. Other than that, I would say about the throat position that you want to have a little bit of a lift in the soft palate, so the roof of the mouth is up like a cathedral. The jaw, hopefully, despite the V, stays relaxed. The larynx is relaxed, not pressed down, but relaxed downward. And you have that nice position as you go back and forth and over this fifth. This is a good example of a simple exercise not being easy. So in a way, these exercises, as we're doing them, they're not progressive. They don't necessarily get harder and harder as it goes on. But I just want to give myself another chance. I don't know if I'll leave this on the recording or not, but I just love this one. I could do it all day long, and I'm going to try it again now to see if I can get a little more relaxation and stability in the throat as I do it. And of course, this video is lovingly dedicated to the memory of Dixon Titus. So thanks for watching. About the language that time around, in case you're still watching. The word conforto is, I think, a nice opportunity to distinguish between the closed O and the open O, because the first O is closed, the second O is open, the third O is closed. So conforto. Yeah, the third one might be a little more open than the very first one, but in any case you have conforto, a little bit of a contrast. Also, you have in this text the difference between the way the Z is pronounced depending on the other consonants in the vicinity. So senza, the Z is pronounced TS as in tsetse flies. And if anybody has an alternative to explaining that, to using the word tsetse flies, I would love it, because I'm tired of that. But that's the best way I can do it. Senza conforto, as opposed to in mezzo. So then that's voiced with a D, and the Z is voiced as well. So mezzo, senza. All right, thanks again for watching.